So there's a bit of breaking news. I linked you guys.
Yeah.
I don't know how accurate that is, but that
the
sounds
Kanye
horrific.
stuff.
No, not the Kanye stuff.
I know.
I know you know. The Russian army is the tweet from CNN UKR. They're the ones who let us in on the Bernie Gores incident earlier in the week, and they've got some more breaking news. No, I'm teasing. This is from like Breaking 911 like news outlet. Russian army is firing from all sides upon the largest nuclear power plant in Europe. Fire has already broken out. If it blows up, it'll be 10 times larger than Chernobyl. That's from the Ukrainian foreign minister. That doesn't sound good.
I can't tell what's happening in the video. Is this footage of the nuclear power plant?
That was so quick.
Footage
Can
of...
I say it again? It's the largest nuclear power plant in Europe.
Yep.
It's already on fire, and it can be 10 times larger than Chernobyl, and it's happening as we say this. Good gosh.
At 7:49 p.m.
Hopefully that does not happen. That would be
Why would they fire
horrific
on a nuclear power plant? I mean, it's so hard to pronounce. It's terrible for podcasting.
Zaporizhzhia.
I was just struggling with nuclear.
Two syllables. New.
It's pronounced nuclear.
Clear.
That's literally. I hope it doesn't. I like take a pause. Like, yeah, it's a nuclear power plant.
What if it was a calculator powered by nuclear energy? Owned by the guy from Home Alone.
Yeah. That's a tough one. That's tough for anyone.
This is my kryptonite.
No,
shit.
I really hope that that's not happening. I hope that that is some sort of joke or something, or that maybe like they're exaggerating about. But what the language here is, they're firing at it from all sides.
So is
like
this in? I guess it's in Zaporizhzhia, not in Kiev. They're probably close by to each other.
I have no fucking idea where that is. It doesn't really matter. Somewhere in the Texas-sized nation of Ukraine, the Russians are shooting at a nuclear power plant, which is super duper concerning. I don't.
Oh,
okay.
This looks better than it did on my screen. I don't know.
Oh my god.
Oh, it's not. It's not close to Kiev at all. It's on the southern side.
Oh god. Why they're shooting at it with like direct fire? I thought it would be like some sort of indirect fire where they were like maybe messing up. They're just shooting it.
So is that the building on fire? That bright bit at the end?
That's all I know to take from the video.
Be, right? Well, Jesus Christ.
Zach says missiles too. I mean, why would you try to take out a nuclear power plant?
That seems bad for everyone.
Words, yeah, like it.
Yeah, if I was like gonna break into your house with the purpose of stealing it, I'm not fucking it up. I'm not like, fuck your countertops. I'm like, no, don't. Those are my countertops now, bitch. Like, shine that up.
Now your TV's busted. Well, darn.
Fuck.
It seems like there's easier ways to turn the power off than blowing up the plant, and it seems like you wouldn't want a nuclear disaster to the east of you when you're in Europe. Both those things seem like real bad things. It seems like
true.
I'm hoping it's not true. I saw a meme on our Tinder or somewhere. It was like ladies when they find out Zelensky's 5'7".
I didn't even think about his height because he's not American. You'd assume that he's a little shorter, but as a political leader, oftentimes they're tall.
Yeah,
and Eastern Europeans, I thought they were like tall. Right? Or am I mixing up too much with like Norway, Finland, Sweden?
I think it runs the gamut. I don't know. A lot of those Russians I've seen look like little boys.
Oh yeah.
Although they showed a picture of some Russian commander that died, and I was afraid to look at him.
Why?
The picture of him is intimidating.
Oh, I thought you meant because he'd been like beheaded or something.
No, Zach, can you find the picture of that like Russian officer with the beard who was like who died in Ukraine? He's so fucking scary. It was like he's like the Russian G.I. Joe or some shit. Fucking terrifying dude. I just know in one of the videos I saw where they're like Russian soldiers turned back, they were like you're badass like lieutenant general or whatever that you're all jerking off for. We killed him and blah blah blah. He's dead in the mud. That was one thing. Like the language they use is always cool. Like he was talking to this group of soldiers, and he's like, "Are any of you hurt?" One guy's like, "My hand's hurt." "You'll be all right. We're going somewhere else." He's like, "They hurt real bad. Be happy you're alive. Your friends." He's like, "All of you get to live. All of you get a meal tonight, and all of you get a warm bed. Your friends, we're gonna leave in the mud for the maggots. Let's go." It was like, fuck, that's hard. It's I love that we're watching this thing with like not just cell phones, because now but with like this, I don't know, the whole internet, the apparatus has just made it so that we can see every minute of this war. And I saw that. Have you seen the clip where the tank shoots right at the cameraman?
I have seen that. Yeah, this guy, I'm making it up. He's like on the 4th floor of a building, and he's filming the tank, and the tank hits what I'll call the 3rd floor. Yeah. I think.
Look at this cat.
Dude, so one thing I've noticed, Kyle, with the whole world being on Ukraine's side,
yeah,
I am seeing details about Russia's battle plan, Russia's troop movements, Russia's failures, like all this worthwhile intelligence is making it to my dumbass on Google News, right? But I'm not seeing the parallel on Ukraine.
Of course not.
Right? So that to me is a change about the internet age of warfare.
That would be neat. Seems like Elon Musk would be the one to talk to about that. Although he hasn't finished his hole digging project, his internet thing. I don't know if that's going anywhere. So I don't think robots are quickly on the horizon. The Cybertruck was made up, as the car experts we've had on have confirmed.
So the internet thing's interesting, right? I saw them talk to the president about the internet thing, because they delivered a lot of the Starlink terminals to make sure the Ukrainians can have internet, even if the hard lines and the towers are shot down and all that stuff. And I guess
it must at least kind of work, right?
I think it works as long as you've got like the infrastructure, which is what he like quickly shipped them somehow. And I was surprised, like we were talking about that guy who promised 1 million or 100 million rounds to the Ukrainians earlier, and I was like, it's gonna be hard to get to them if you don't like know how to get. I wouldn't know how to ship ammo to Ukraine right now, but somehow Elon Musk shipped those terminals like overnight, like to Ukraine. I saw the Ukrainians unloading them from a truck.
Wow. I did not see that.
I want to get that Starlink thing for my dad, because he lives in that shitty area where like the internet is so unreliable and weak. It would be great to like, every time I go over there, when I see him watching like Gunsmoke, I'm like, we got to get you like a DVD player for sure, Dad. Like this is, you got to stop watching.
Is it good enough?
Oh, and on satellite.
On satellite.
It's old school.
Yes, it's old school stuff. We're way too far behind. He was always the cutting edge guy growing up. He was the one who was like, oh yeah, this new TV does this, that, and the other. Oh, these new speakers? This is the way. And at some point he was like, it's good enough. Like there was a point where like the two lines intersected, his eyesight and technology. And he was like, we're staying right here.
So he doesn't have Netflix. He can't do it?
Can't do it. When he comes over to my house and I'm like, what do you want to watch? He's like, you've got way more. I'm like, we could literally sit here for the next 4 hours and I could give you the options, because, I've got every single conceivable channel. It's I don't know how he sits there and watches Gunsmoke. Yeah,
I thought he was still filming like a documentary.
I think they just filmed like the opening days or something.
Found it to be dangerous.
He noped out.
Yeah,
I wouldn't want to do it either.
But I don't know how. When I hear someone walk to Poland, it feels like they did a lot of walking. Like, did he walk 400 miles? But
no.
Where did he start?
So once you get like 30 or 40 miles from the border, it seems like this line of cars begins. And I saw guys, in my head, they were smart and they hadn't run out of gas. They just knew there was no point in using the car to move anymore, because you move a car length every 30 minutes. So they would push the car forward and then they get back in every 30 minutes. And I was like, those are the smart guys, because everybody else is just fucking using their gas, putting around. But they sit there in their cars for days, like 30 to 45 hours to get a car out. And then a lot of them are running out of fuel along the way. But it's only like 15, 20 miles. You're moving like a mile every hour and a half to 2.5 hours is what it seemed like was happening.
Every so often I hear of a traffic jam that lasts for days in the world.
Yeah.
I don't think that ever happens in America. And
I don't think so.
That would suck.
No, it's 1 million people leaving a country in the span of a week. It's unheard of. They said this is the largest refugee movement ever. like 1 million people in 5 days. That's what the number's approaching. I saw a lot of people being really well treated when they get into Poland. When I think of Polish people, I think of who's the female fighter that I like so much? I'm spacing on her name. The Bullet.
Yeah,
Valentina
Valerie.
Shevchenko.
Yeah.
I just picture Valentina Shevchenko's. So like whenever I think of a Polish person, but it kind of warmed my heart to see them like greeting these people getting off the train into Poland, because they're immediately like, one person's got like a loaf of bread or maybe a sandwich or something,
Mhm.
and then the next person's got like hot tea with like the tea bag hanging out and it's steaming, and then these other people have like a bunch of toys. Like they're just like, "What do you need? Take it."
I
And
wonder how long this enthusiasm lasts, right? Because right now it's pretty high, right?
Yeah.
6 months from now, are people still going to be waiting at the border with cookies?
I hope so. If it's needed. I don't think that that's going to be needed 6 months from now. I just hope that they keep giving the Ukrainians. I hope that the companies stick with the sanctions. I don't think the governments are going to get lax. They're not going to forget. This is more about the way the world works geopolitically than public sentiment anymore. Even if the public weren't down with all of this, they would still be imposing these sanctions, because it's borderline. This is some USSR shit. This is not a good thing that's happening right now. And all of NATO and when you see the Germans and the French agreeing with Biden, being like, yeah, actually, let's make it a little worse, and Biden having to play catch up and like,
dude, you're right. But the one that really caught my attention was like Switzerland. Like these guys, they couldn't figure out who was right and wrong during World War II.
Yeah.
And this time around, they're like, fuck about Putin.
Yeah.
And there's a link. I'm waiting here. Zach's about to pull it up. This is what Russia's done to Ukraine. Look at this.
They don't know this in Russia.
Is this Kiev?
Yeah.
Look at these bodies.
I don't know what this is.
I don't know what city it is. I could look at the thread.
Bodies where?
We'd have to rewind.
Oh.
There was
Were those body bags?
Yeah, that's it. I'm pretty sure you didn't see that as body bags. Yeah, Zach, can you play it again, Zach?
They look like body bags. I was just hoping they weren't.
Yeah, hope not. That's
surely that's not body.
Wait, no, some of those are overlapping on that corner. Is that a road thing?
That might be something else. Let's just assume that's not body bags, because that would be absurd.
Yeah, that would be horrific. And they wouldn't put them there.
Yeah, that's something else where it's just looking odd.
Yeah,
from the
yeah.
area.
Either way, that's totally destroyed, that area.
Yeah, and it's obviously civilian. That's the part that gets me. Like, there's no military value other than just making people want to quit.
Yep.
Yeah.
It sucks. It sucks. I feel like America did that in World War II. Like, we set Tokyo on fire. But was that all obviously military? No.
Yeah. But I mean, we were doing what you just kind of laid out. Like, we wanted to hit the Japanese so hard, they were like, fuck, it's not worth it. Like, end it. And so, like, that's definitely happened in war, where they target civilian areas to try and just bludgeon them into accepting.
I think it's
what they want.
I think it depends on the situation. I think I just think that it's not often that we have good guys and bad guys anymore. There's always these shades of gray. But the Japanese and the Germans were bad guys. The Nazis and the Japanese were actually villainous. You know, like maybe there was a trade agreement that wasn't fair to them, but nothing justifies the rape of Nanking or the Holocaust. Those were bad guys. So, and especially with the Japanese, they had this fanatical populace. So those people that got blown up were combatants, as far as I'm concerned. When I look back on history,
not the innocent people of Hiroshima and Nagasaki.
Every single one of them.
They're women and children.
Remember Star Wars? The when Anakin's like, but not just the men, the women, and the children. Yeah.
Didn't they make a baby shortly after that?
Yeah, they did.
Two babies. Yeah.
Dude just went hate crime to the max. And he comes back and like tells her that, and she's like, put a couple babies in me. If your loved one comes home and says they just hate crime the whole village of little people with a blade,
then you're dealing with an alpha. Make some babies.